Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, gonna be doing something a little bit different than what I normally do. Gonna do a little short form video going over some of my favorite value plays this week on the week 1 Draftkings slate. Never done a short form video like this, but I do want to try and make some new content with it being NFL season, with me having more time on my hands. I want to try and get up as many videos on the channel as I can, just give you guys the best content that I can. So we're going to go over some of my favorite cheap plays this week on DraftKings. Going to go through each position, quarterback through tight end. I got 8 guys that I want to hit on in this video. But quickly before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this type of video, be sure to leave a like down below. If you are new here, click that subscribe button as well. And I do want to give a quick shout out to the presenting sponsor of this video, PrizePicks. If you guys are new to the channel, or maybe you've never checked out PrizePicks before, you do want to check them out. Link down below in the description, or just use promo code NOAH when you sign up. PrizePicks will match your first deposit on their site up to $100. So if you do sign up for PrizePicks, deposit $100, they will match that, give you an additional $100 to play with. You can go on their site, see what they have to offer. They're more player prop based. You're not really going to build out a lineup on PrizePicks. You're going to look at their board, see the projections they have for each player, and you can basically pick whether you think a player goes over or under their projection. Obviously, if you wanted to, you could take the over on some of the guys that we're going to mention in this video. But yeah, if you haven't yet, check out PrizePicks, link down below, or just use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up. But let's go ahead and get into the video, guys. Talk about some of my favorite value plays this week on DraftKings for week 1. And we'll start off at quarterback with the first guy, Jameis Winston. Mentioned Jameis Winston in my first look video. I'm a big Jameis Winston fan. I'm a Florida State fan, so I watched him a lot when he was at Florida State. I've rostered him a lot in DFS, especially the last few seasons back when he was with the Bucs. I played him a lot then. And this is someone that is too cheap this week. $5,200 for Jameis. Now that he is officially the starting quarterback, he should not be this cheap. I mean, we saw, a couple years ago when Jameis was on Tampa Bay, he was a $6,600, $6,700 quarterback on a weekly basis. Now I know, the weapons he has in this Saints offense right now might not be the same as what he had back in Tampa Bay. Michael Thomas is not playing this week. He does still have Alvin Kamara, though, out of the backfield. He did show some chemistry with Marquez Callaway in the preseason, and we will talk about Marquez Callaway later in the video as another value option I do like this week. But definitely have interest in Jameis Winston at $5,200. You can stack him up with Callaway, or if you want to get a little bit different, you could stack him up with Traquan Smith, who's expected to be low owned. You could even, stack him up with Kamara. I don't think that's too bad of a way to go. Normally I don't stack up quarterbacks and running backs, but with an elite pass catching running back like Kamara, there's definitely a possibility that Jameis Winston has a good game, and Kamara could also still have a really good game for his salary. So yeah, $5,200 for Jameis for sure. One of my favorite value quarterbacks this week. And another value quarterback I am looking to, Sam Darnold, only $5K on DraftKings. Now, Sam Darnold, someone I really have never played that much in DFS. When he was on the Jets, I rarely ever played him. But now he's in on this Panthers team. He's in a new offense. He's got some weapons in Carolina. And I think Sam Darnold's going to be a lot better this year than he has been just in previous seasons. I'm a big DJ Moore fan. Robbie Anderson, I think, is a really, underrated receiver, really talented as well. They picked up this rookie, Terrence Marshall, that's supposed to, be pretty good too. And they obviously have Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. This Panthers offense could be sneaky good this year. I don't want to say they're going to be an elite offense or anything, but $5K for Sam Darnold, good matchup against the Jets. I definitely have a lot of interest in him as another value quarterback. I think he will go a little bit overlooked this week. I don't think he's going to get much ownership at all. He's someone I'm for sure looking to as a value option at the quarterback position. Him and Jameis Winston, I think, both give you some upside. Both are very cheap. Both guys will for sure be in my lineups this week on DK. But now moving to running back. Running back a little bit tougher. There's not as much value at the running back position, but the one guy I do want to hit on is Mike Davis. Only $5,400 on DraftKings. Mike Davis this week is probably a little bit too cheap for what we can expect in terms of volume. Touches wise, I think he's going to get probably 12 to 15 carries. He's going to get usage in the passing game as well. He's always been a really good pass catching back. When he was with Carolina last season, when he was filling in for Christian McCaffrey, he showed a lot of upside with Carolina. He was a workhorse back then. I don't see much changing this week or in really this season. I mean, they did sign Wayne Gallman, the Falcons did, but I think this is Mike Davis's backfield. I think he's going to get probably close to 20 touches, only $5,400. I like a lot of pieces in this game. We're going to talk about some other, guys I like in this game from both sides, Falcons and Eagles. $5,400 from Mike Davis. If you are looking to go a little bit cheaper at running back, he would be probably one of the first guys I would look to. Now, the running back position, Normally, there's always studs you want to pay up for. Running back is normally a position where you can find good options at the top. But Mike Davis is someone I do like towards the bottom of the running back tier. He is one of the values I like at running back this week. But now moving on to wide receiver, this is where most of our value is going to come from this week. The wide receiver position is it's absolutely loaded with value. There's so many cheap options, so many guys in play. First off, Odell Beckham Jr., only 5,400. I know, people are going to have their opinions on Odell Beckham. People might not think he's any good anymore. People might, whatever. They can have their opinions, but 5,400 for Odell Beckham, in my opinion, is way too cheap on DraftKings. I know he was injured for most of the season last year. He didn't get a ton of reps in. He didn't really show much upside last season, even when he was healthy. He did have like one really big game against the Cowboys last year, but that was really it. Heading into this season with a full, offseason to heal up, if we're going to get a fully healthy OBJ heading into week 1 at only 5,400 in a pretty likely shootout against this Kansas City team, I think we're going to see a ton of points scored in this game. If the Browns can keep up with Kansas City, I mean, this game has a chance to be, a 35, 38 type of finish. We could see 65, 70 points scored in this game, and I would not be surprised. I like Odell a lot this week. I think he's way too cheap on DraftKings. You can stack him up with Baker Mayfield, or you could just play him like as a one-off, but I'm going to have a lot of exposure to this Cleveland game, on both sides. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, you could obviously load up on those three, run it back with Odell Beckham, who's expected to be very low owned, which is a mistake in my opinion. If nobody's going to play Odell Beckham at 5,400, I'll for sure be on him and just, hope that he's back to full strength. Hopefully he's the Odell that he used to be, and if he is, we're going to want to be on him while he's only this price point. I mean, there's a good chance that 2, 3, 4 weeks from now, Odell Beckham is a 7K, $7,500 receiver. We might not get him at 5,400 rest of season. So do like Odell Beckham as a value this week. Crazy as it sounds, Odell Beckham is a little bit too cheap on DraftKings in my opinion. But now the next guy, Devonta Smith, 4,500, a rookie. So, a little bit of concern. You never know what you're going to get from rookies in week 1. But Devonta Smith, obviously super, super talented. If you watch just any of his college games last year at Alabama, I mean, this guy is it seemed like he was always open. He's super, super quick. It seems like he would beat every corner. Now, obviously, in the NFL, there's a lot of good athletes in the NFL. These guys, can probably keep up with Devonta Smith. He's a little bit undersized, but still a super talented receiver in a good matchup against Atlanta. Only 4,500. Another game that, I think has a lot of shootout potential. We could see a lot of points scored on both sides of this Eagles-Falcons game. We've already talked about Mike Davis. You could obviously stack up Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith, run it back with Mike Davis if you wanted to go, that route. That's something I for sure am going to be looking to do in tournaments. 4,500 for Devonta Smith. I think we're getting him at a pretty low price point right now. I don't think he's going to be 4,500 the rest of the season. He's another guy that I think we're going to see his price rise as the season progresses. If he's going to be the wide receiver 1 for this Eagles offense, he shouldn't be 4,500 in a matchup against the Falcons. So do like Devonta Smith quite a bit as another value wide receiver. And then 2 more want to hit on real quick. Marvin Jones, 3,600. Also, just way too cheap, man. Like, I don't know what DraftKings, their pricing algorithm, what they were doing this week, but 3,600 for Marvin Jones against the Texans. I mean, the Texans quite literally could be the worst team in the NFL this season. I don't even think that's, a hot take. There's a very good chance, especially if Deshaun Watson doesn't play any games for the Texans, there's a very good chance Houston will be the worst team in the NFL. Their defense is terrible against the run, against the pass. I mean, anyone can score on this Houston offense or on this Houston defense. Jacksonville, with Marvin Jones, with Laviska Shenault, Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, they could easily put up points here, win this game big. I think, there's a lot of ways you can stack up this game, mainly on the Jacksonville side. I'm not too interested in a ton of guys from Houston, but on Jacksonville, you got Trevor Lawrence. You can stack him up with Marvin Jones. You could double stack him with Laviska Shenault if you wanted to go that route. 3,600 for Marvin Jones, way too cheap. He could be the wide receiver 1 for this Jacksonville team when it's all said and done. He could lead this team in targets by the end of the season, and in a good matchup at this price point, he's another value receiver that I have a lot of interest in this week. And then lastly, at the receiver position, Marquez Callaway. Mentioned him at the beginning of the video. Him and Jameis Winston are both underpriced. I know Marquez Callaway, he's getting a lot of talk around the industry. He is going to be very popular. It's likely that he will be one of the more popular plays overall on the slate. So kind of, if you're rostering him, just make sure, look at your lineup, make sure you have a little bit of leverage. You're getting a little bit, different in other spots, because Callaway will be very popular, but that doesn't mean you can't play him. Just because he's going to get ownership doesn't mean he's just someone you should avoid. I still like stacking him up with Jameis Winston. It's a super cheap stack you can do. Obviously, you can run it back with some Green Bay pieces, Devonta Adams, Aaron Jones, those two guys, I have interest in almost every week. Nothing's going to change this week. 3,400 for Marquez Callaway, probably the wide receiver one for New Orleans right now. I mean, obviously Kamara going to get a ton of targets out of the backfield, but without Michael Thomas, it should be Marquez Callaway and Tre'Quan Smith, the two guys that, Jameis Winston should be looking to. And Callaway and Winston, they showed a lot of, kind of connection in the preseason. I know they did connect on a couple long touchdowns in the preseason. Callaway has some speed. He's, a versatile receiver. At 3,400, definitely have interest in him this week as another cheap receiver that you can look to on DK. And then lastly, the tight end position. There's one cheap tight end I do have a good amount of interest in. Going back to that Atlanta the Eagles game, going back to that Atlanta-Philly game, Kyle Pitts, 4,400, another rookie. So, with rookies, you don't really know what you're going to get from them week one. You don't exactly know what their workload's going to be in the offense, but the Falcons drafted Kyle Pitts in the first round, I think, for a reason. He should be a big part of this Falcons offense. Julio Jones no longer on the team, so you should see a ton of targets for Calvin Ridley, and I would assume that Kyle Pitts is going to be next man up. He's probably going to be second on the team in targets by the end of the season. 4,400, super versatile tight end, a ton of speed. I mean, you look at this guy, like if you watch any footage on Kyle Pitts, he looks like a running back, but he's a tight end. It's crazy. He's too cheap at 4,400. I think he's another guy that's going to be pretty popular. So, kind of if you're rostering him, just make sure, you're getting a little bit different in some other spots. Maybe if you're stacking him with Matt Ryan, maybe you get a little bit lower owned, or you get some low owned pieces on the Eagles side, because just because Kyle Pitts is going to be popular again, that doesn't mean you can't roster him. Just understand, if in your lineups, you're getting a little bit different elsewhere, you're getting some leverage elsewhere. Even though Pitts will be pretty popular, I think he is one of the better values at the tight end position, only 4,400. He feels like another guy that's probably not going to be this price tag rest of the season. He's probably going to be a 5,500, 6K tight end for most of the year. Definitely getting a decent discount on Kyle Pitts in week one. But that does it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy. Again, this is a little bit of a quick video, a little bit of a short form video. Never done something like this before. I hope you guys do enjoy, though. If you do, leave a like down below, or leave a like. Let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoy these type of videos. Maybe let me know some of your favorite plays, some of your favorite values for this week one slate. I'm always looking in the comment section, always replying to comments as well. And lastly, before we do end the video, again, want to give a quick shout out to PrizePicks. You guys have not checked out PrizePicks yet, promo code Noah, link down below in the description, or just whenever you sign up, put that promo code in. You'll get a 100% match on your first deposit up to $100. So if you sign up for PrizePicks with my promo code, you deposit $100. They will match your $100 and give you an additional $100 to play with. So you'll have $200 that you can use on PrizePicks if you want to maybe take the over on some of the guys that we mentioned in this video, or if you just want to make some picks for yourself, look at their week one board, see what they have to offer. You can do that as well. But appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope you did enjoy. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below some of your favorite week one values. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next one. Good luck this week, guys. Peace.